my loves. I thought I'd bring you to work with me today. We haven't done that for a while, have we? And there's a couple of bits I'd like to catch you up with. Now, after a few bits of bad luck of late, touch wood, we seem to be turning the corner a bit. So what's happened? Well, firstly, the car I'm in at the moment, which is the Honourable H.J. Rover, is significantly quieter than he has been for some while, because he has had a very, very blowy bottom, and he no longer has a blowy bottom, because as those of you who watch Project Nigel will know, on Monday I single-handedly and definitely without any help whatsoever from Colonel Mustard changed the back box on this very vehicle, and it is an absolute joy. One can now hear the beautiful resplendent knocking of the 1.4K series without any interruption from the noisy arse end. So that's good, isn't it? And it's another fabulous day. I suppose that all commutes are a bit of a pain in the bum, but as commutes go, you have to say this one's pretty damn decent. Oh, and I have some very exciting news about my organ. I managed to go and pick up my organ today. I managed to get it into this very car with the back seat folded down and the parcel shelf left at home, and then even more unlikely, with no help whatsoever, I managed to wiggle my bloody great big organ inside Windy Bum. Damn near put my back out, but it's in, and I've been playing with it, and it's wonderful. Prepare yourself for an onslaught from my organ. For those of you that enjoy details, I have my digital climate control set to a very comfortable 20 degrees. That was interesting, wasn't it? Isn't that glorious? I think that after 7 years of this sort of landscape playing part of my everyday life, I would have become inured to it and just taken it for granted, and I so don't. Every single day something I see will make my stomach just lurch a little with the sheer deliciousness of it. Get that when I lived in Greenwich. a convertible Nissan Micra. How fabulous. I was, of course, being ironic there. I've got a really annoying squeak going on the offside rear. I may have to do something about that. Which means that Mustard may have to do something about that. Or at the very least show me how to do something about it. Oh, and I haven't told you the best news of all. And this really is super exciting. The Honourable Stepspeed von Thundercock has passed his MOT. Isn't that amazing? Straight through, just an advisory on the rear tyres. And to be honest, that's a massive bonus, because I was assuming it was going to actually fail on those. So they'll have to be replaced anyway, but it's so nice to have that MOT pass, because it's, if you remember, I bought that with a fairly short MOT, and that's always a bit of a risk, isn't it? Always a bit of a gamble. So just to know that there's nothing horrendous going on with it, that it's not as rotten as a pear underneath, that the sills aren't discomnockerated, that's just brilliant, really brilliant news. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. You see, I've got this sort of weird thing. No, not that. Oh, look everybody. A nice facelift 75. And no, that's not a contradiction in terms. Where was I? Oh yeah, I've got a really weird thing. And quite apart from that, I've also got a weird thing about my cars. Now, when I buy them, unless they've just had what I know to be an entirely reputable MOT, I can't fully connect emotionally with them until they've passed an MOT in my ownership, so that I know that they're not going to be heading off to the scrapman anytime too soon. And that's been the situation with Stigma, my MG ZT 190 Plus. Now, I love the car, but there's always been a sneaky thing at the back of my mind with him that it was too good to be true, given the price I paid for him, and so on and so on and so on, and just the nature of the beast, you know, the car that it is, and so on and so on and so on. and the fact that it was a relatively short MOT. And when I bought it, I made the seller 2 offers. I made him one offer with him putting a fresh MOT on the car, and another offer for the car as it stood. And he did think about it, but then he was quite equivocal, and he didn't want to put an MOT on it. And so that's always going to ring alarm bells, isn't it? And as a result of all of that, despite really wanting to love the car, to become involved with the car, I've really totally kept him at arm's length. Since buying him back in, I can't even remember when it was. When did I buy him? You'll know. I'd literally only done 200 miles in him, and that was including collecting him from Tamworth. And that's more like 250 or 260 now, because obviously a few weeks ago I took him to Project Nigel HQ and left him there for the good captain to furdle. As it turns out, he hasn't needed any furdling. He's just gone through. There are a couple of jobs that Mustard will be doing for me. One of them is one of the mirror casings is a mismatched colour, so that will be replaced by one in the correct Starlight silver metallic, and the other is the hinge box toppy thingy in the centre console. That's semi-buggered, so hopefully that will be sorted as well. And at some point, possibly in tonight's video for all I know, Captain Mustard will be giving it a jolly good seeing to and a review on his channel, which I'm actually quite looking forward to, because he'll kind of be reviewing it almost before I have, even though it's my car, because as I say, I've just not felt able to get involved with him. But now that I know what the score is, I'm going to love the arse of him, although not literally. Now Mustard has had a 190 ZT in the past, but by all accounts it was a bit of a shed, and mine is really rather nice. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he makes of it. I love the car. Now, in my short space of time with the car, what I've loved about it is the fact that although it's not the fastest car in the world, I mean, it's not properly quick, not by any manner or means. It's, what is it? It's, I think 0 to 60 is just over 7, and it tops out at 140, 143. So it's not slow, but it's not properly quick. But it feels like a properly quick sports car or sports saloon from back in the day, back in my day. And what I mean by that is that everything is heavy. The steering is heavy, the clutch is heavy, the brakes are heavy, the gear change is heavy, and everything takes real effort and a bit of skill to drive it quickly and smoothly. It's a very easy car to drive badly, and you've also always got that little bit of a sensation with it that if you drive it inexpertly but enthusiastically, it could very easily bite you on the bum. And that's really good. I like that in a car. Feels like a man's car. Except you're not allowed to say that sort of thing these days, are you? Anyway, I'm really looking forward to getting my bum back in the driver's seat of that one. Now then, it's time to play the game. We've got a Vauxhall of some description behind us, and it's quite eager, right at my chuff it was back then. obviously wanted to go a lot faster than I'm going at the moment. So let's see if they can keep up as we play the no braking game. So here we go. Into neutral. And from this point onwards, I'm not allowed to touch the brakes. And let's see if the Vauxhall behind us stays right up my chuff. Whee! Whee! And whee! Three little wees from school, now we filled the brim with weeing glee. Yeah, I thought so. Disappeared backwards. And now we're allowed to brake. Because if we didn't, we would die. Under my overcoat, dangling free, the flashes of Wimbledon come and are we. Isn't it a shame Bernard Cribbins has coughed it? What was your favourite thing with Bernard Cribbins in it? I think mine would be, there would be two, and one of them might surprise you. The first is a fairly obvious one, Faulty Towers. His appearance in, which episode was it? It was the Hotel Inspectors, wasn't it? He was brilliant in that. Ooh. We pause this broadcast while some people cross the road with dogs. And it's go, go, go! And it's boaty! But the other thing I love Bernard Cribbins in, and I've got a feeling he only ever did two episodes, just a minute. He was really, really good in Just a Minute, and I'm sure he only did 2 episodes. He must have, and thinking about it, I can only think of one, but he must have done 2 because they always recorded them in pairs, so nobody ever did just one. We're wondering about the tyre on this here H.J. Rover with the screw in it. After replacing the tyre that had the screw in it, well, it's still got that tyre on and it's still got a screw in it, and it holds there reasonably well. I just have to pump it up every 3 days, and I'm happy to keep on doing that because I'm buggered if I'm shelling out on another sodding tyre. It's a good argument for part warns, isn't it, having screws on the road? Although the plan is still at some point in autumn before the snow kicks in, and let me assure you that when you live where I do, the snow always kicks in. In fact, you know, it's pretty much snow from November through till April. Yeah, so the plan will be to put some all-weather tyres on. Delays at the Honourable Bridge. Oh, for God's sake, what's going on here? Oh, I didn't sign up for this. Maybe you can't see, but I can see underneath the Honourable Bridge and up the hill, and it's full of traffic. And if I check out the Honourable Guidance Lady, my electronic sat nav, which is a rather good one that's plumbed into the interweb, and thus has immediate second-by-second traffic updates. I can see now that I look at it that there is a bloody great big red mark all down this road showing that it's at a standstill. But because I didn't have a destination programmed in, it didn't alert me to the upcoming... Oh, a train! It didn't alert me to the upcoming jammage and suggest an alternative route if it was quicker. Now, here's a question for you. I was always taught by my mum that if you drive underneath the bridge or walk at the same time that a train is going over it, you can make a wish and it will definitely come true. Does anybody else do that? Well, this is slow progress, isn't it? Oh, what's happening here? Well, some things must still be done. Greetings, Honourable Bridge. Oh, it's the temporary traffic lights at the crossroads, isn't it? But there weren't any delays like this yesterday. Oh well, what can't be cured must be endured. Actually, while we're here, I'd like to thank again, I know I do it quite a lot, but I would like to thank everybody who comments on my videos. I really look forward to reading them and replying and interacting, and a lot of them really do make me giggle. And I would like to apologise for the lack of activity on our Facebook community group. Unfortunately, because of my Facebook ban for suggesting that I might nick my friend's bloody polish, dear me, it's a bit silly, isn't it? But because of that, I can't comment in the group, and lots of other people can't comment on the group, so it's all kind of a bit inactive and flat and hopeless, and likely to remain so for another couple of weeks until my complete ban is up. So apologies for that. I wouldn't mind so much if I'd genuinely done something frightful and offensive, but of course I didn't. It's just the silly Facebook bots picking up on something that's entirely innocent but having no sense of irony or humour. So there we are. Some people seem to be able to comment and some people don't. I even put post approval on in case that put the Facebook minds at rest and they open things back up, but hey ho, hopefully it will soon all be back to normal. God Focus. Look at this. Right, well, I'm going to turn you off, my loves, because this is pretty dull, isn't it? And I think I'll put some music on. So, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye. Love you.